Open borders time once again in Canada. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.Media. We know all about the promise, the now broken promise, to bring in 25,000 refugees from Syria by last week. But did you know that the Liberal government of Justin Trudeau is also looking to undo more than a decade of work by not only the former Conservative government, but two former Liberal governments when it comes to weeding out bogus refugees? Yep, just as Justin Trudeau and company have a blind spot. They thought there was no need to screen out Syrian refugees for would-be terrorists or war criminals. Trudeau and company think that anyone uttering the magic word refugee is always an actual refugee rather than a possible queue jumper, an economic migrant. See, there are real refugees in the world. There are people fleeing hellholes from all over the place, and Canada has always been and should continue to be a welcoming place for those people. But making sure you can look after the real refugees means making sure that the fake ones are weeded out, the bogus cases are cracked down on. Why? Well, because otherwise those bogus cases drain resources. They take up space and time in the system. They take away help from real refugees. So beginning under Jean Chrétien back in the early 2000s, the government of Canada signed an agreement with the United States to reject people trying to cross our shared border and claim refugee status if they came from a safe third country. I remember going to an announcement at a border crossing that straddled the Quebec and New York state border. Then Liberal immigration minister, now Mayor of Montreal, Denis Coderre, was explaining why this was needed. He said we shouldn't be taking refugee claims from safe third countries. Well, what exactly are safe third countries? There's a list. It's basically a list of countries you don't associate with creating refugees. They're more about accepting them. Countries like Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark. You've got Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece. There's Hungary. Ireland is in there. There's also Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg. Yes, the very wealthy micro-banking state. There's Malta, a beautiful island in the Mediterranean. We've got the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Slovak Republic, Slovenia, Spain. Sweden is on the list, along with the United Kingdom and the United States of America. Basically, folks, this is a list of countries that have the rule of law. They have proper functioning courts. They respect human rights, all the things that we uphold in Canada and that we should look for in allies. And guess what? Many of these countries are our allies. They're our key trading partners. One thing they shouldn't be is a source of refugees. Some of them were that. Did you know that a few years ago, Hungary was our #1 source country for refugees? Mexico was for a time as well. Now, after a group of refugee lawyers, meaning people that make money off the system, took the Harper government's revised rules to court and won at the lower level, not the Supreme Court, at the lower level, well, this is about to become a free-for-all again because Trudeau and company are abandoning an appeal. See, the refugee lawyers wanted their clients to be able to file appeals to being rejected, meaning more court time for their clients, more money for the lawyers, fewer resources for real refugees. Do we really have a refugee problem from Malta or Britain or Spain or Belgium? No, we don't. But the Liberals want these appeals to go through. Diane Larson, a spokesperson for Immigration Minister John McCallum, said, "Our government has promised to provide citizens of designated countries of origin a right to appeal refugee decisions. Withdrawing this constitutional appeal is another important step towards fulfilling the government's commitments in reviewing our litigation strategy." Now, you combine this with withdrawing the visa requirement from Mexico that stopped that country from being a top source country for refugees, the reinstatement of the gold-plated health care plan for even failed refugee claimants, the milking of the system on never-ending appeals, and hey, you've got the return of a broken refugee system that worked for no one except activists, refugee lawyers, and bogus claimants. None of these moves help actual refugees wallowing in camps around the world. It only helps the connected and those willing to game the system. But for those low-information voters and low-information journalists out there, the people that can't be bothered to look at facts, it makes the Liberals look nice and caring. And that's all that matters to Trudeau. Facts and reality be damned.